Hi Vimalji, welcome to Nepal Sutra.
Hello, Prajita. You're welcome.
To begin this interview, tell us a little about your childhood.
My childhood actually was spent in one of the Indian city called Ceylon. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
And raised in a family of army. So it has been a good, I would say, yes. I don't already know about it.
Was ornithology your subject of choice during your college or higher studies?
No, not at all. I did study science in college, but ornithology or the birds, the study of the birds just came and it was just besides my study as a hobby and my interest.
Okay. Tell us a little about your professional experiences and what inclined you or made you passionate about the study of birds.
Birds has been always a fascinating part of nature for me since at the beginning when I started knowing the birds and seeing them flying, hearing their sounds and the courtesy with the coloration, plumage is so beautiful. It was stunning all the time. So, and when I saw, when I got the job, actually in one of the nature park, so that's where I managed to get more into this subject, and that's how my passion became more deeper. And since then, I've been involved in birds and bird conservations.
Okay. Because you've been involved in Bird Conservation Nepal, BCN, what kind of role you played in the organization and how was your involvement there?
Bird Conservation Nepal is one of the organizations that works for birds and their conservations together with the people, and it has been involved actually also trying to educate people for the conservation and how people can benefit by protecting them and why birds are so important to us and to our environment. So this is the organizations where I've been involved since the last 10 years and a decision-making level in our executive board, and it has been good and it was a really good experience to be there, to see and to involve in birds and with the people.
A little about Nepal Rare Bird Committee and Friends of Bird. What kind of organizations are these and what they do and about how you're involved in these as well?
Okay. Before before I talk about this Nepal Rare Bird Committee, I'd like to talk about Friends of Bird.
Okay.
So Friends of Bird, or FOB, what we call it, so is actually a forum that was founded by people like us, those who were really keen into the birds and who wants to share the knowledge, information, what they're getting, they're knowing, what they're finding among all the friends.
Okay.
So it's just a forum. So we still do that kind of regular bird watching and bird study. And this is very kind of like a hardcore bird watching groups.
Okay.
Whereas Nepal Rare Bird Committee is a part of Bird Conservation Nepal, and that works according to the direction of the BCN, and for the birds to bring out the information about the birds that are rare or that is actually found or seen in different parts of the country.
Okay.
Not so often, but quite rare sightings, what we call. And this is where I'm involved now to lead this. Recently, I've been appointed as one of the members to lead this group, this small specific part of the Bird Conservation Nepal.
Okay.
So that's the committee is.
And what do you think is the scope of bird watching and nature tourism in Nepal? What is your opinion as a bird expert or as an ornithology scholar?
That's a very big question. Bird watching and nature tourism. This has a huge potential in Nepal, and we feel that this still hasn't been really explored or promoted well in other parts of the country, other parts of the world,
Okay.
where the bird watching and bird tourism related to the bird conservation. The bird conservation is a big thing. So we do have we do feel that we need to work hard for this, and we need to promote, and lots of people now are getting interest. So what we have seen in the last few years, that there are many people that has actually joined the bird conservation as a member, and they have been participating in the different activities that the bird conservation and the bird Friends of Bird has been carrying out. So what I see is huge potential, and we just need to work hard. We need to promote in other parts of the world, and it will grow, and it has a very good economic benefit that can bring to the people, to the nation here. So this has a very big potential. So it's a good thing.
Okay, and so now tell us a little about naturetrek.com and how it came about.
Naturetrek.com is a nature-based, I would say, as the name tells us that it's nature. So our aim is to promote and to operate around the nature-based tourism, like bird watchings and wildlife, Nepal wildlife tours, and any botanical or butterfly. So anything that related to the nature, or also ecotourism, because ecotourism is also part of nature tourism. So this is founded about 5 years ago, and I'm also one of the founder director of the Naturetrek, and we have been promoting, and we have been operating mostly nature-based tourism and treks.
Because you're one of Nepal Sutra's bird experts, I'd like to get your opinion on which places are the best for bird watchers in Nepal.
For bird lovers and bird watchers, every part of the country is good.
Okay.
Though, depending on how the habitat is protected, how the habitat is maintained, and there are some species of the birds that can be found or seen only in particular areas of part of the country, because they don't move much at all, they don't migrate.
Okay.
So when we talk about the best part, or in terms of their importance, I would say that Fulchoki Hill with Godavari in Kathmandu Valley itself is one, and then we have other protected areas, that is Chitwan National Park, Sukulafanta, and Koshi-Tapu. So these are some of the best places
in Nepal?
In Nepal to see the bird, but there are many other thousands of other places that you can go bird watching, and you can still see lots of birds in the night.
Okay.
Birds.
Tell us a little about what kind of birds are found in Nepal. What are the species? What are the rare species? And what is how they migrate? What time is good for bird watchers to come here to get to know a few rare species?
Okay, thank you. That's a very long question, so more answer has to be done. Anyway, let me start with birds in Nepal.
Yeah.
Nepal has, as I was saying, that a huge potential for the birds and bird watching tourism, and for studying the birds, as we have 9% of the birds of the world, which is 871 as of now, and
871
species of the birds out of 10,000 species in the whole world. And we have one endemic species, and that is called spiny bobber. And all these birds really needs a very good attention with protections, their habitat loss, people trapping, hunting. And there are many other reasons why they are really facing problems.
Okay.
So that's what the bird organization are doing it to protect them. And there are so many places that you can go for bird watchings, and to come and see birds. Though you can see the birds throughout the year, but there are mainly 2 seasons that can be really good, especially for birds that migrate in summer, spring and summer, March, April, May, yeah. And the birds that migrate in winter from October, November onwards.
Okay.
So, and those birds that migrate here comes as far as from Siberia, as from Siberia. In winter we get the most birds coming out because of the weather. It's a more suitable weather for them, and also because of the food they can get here.
Okay.
So those times.
What is the best time and season to come and do bird watching in Nepal?
Well, Nepal can be always good for the bird watchers, yeah. But if you talk about the best season, when people can move around easily, that's the dry season, and that has to be from October to May, June.
Okay.
And spring, summer, and winter are really good time to see many species that migrate to Nepal. So that actually is, I would say, are
the ideal
some
time?
of the best
Okay.
ideal time season to come and do the bird watching in Nepal.
Okay, thank you so much, Vimalji. It was a pleasure having you with us to share all this information.
Thank you, Apujita. And it has been a pleasure for me to share whatever I could say or talk to you. Thank you. Nepal Sutra, sabai kura Nepali. Good luck, Nepal Sutra.